Welcome to Peptide-Proof, your source for rigorous, independent, evidence-based peptide intelligence. Today, we're looking at the 2026 GHK-Cu peptide boom.
Right out of the gate, we're tracking a massive supply shock. California manufacturer Mohs Group actually just capped new brand orders on their 98% purity cosmetic-grade GHK-Cu lines. Why? Because the demand is just absolutely overwhelming right now.
Now, raw material shortages, they are exceptionally rare in the skincare industry. So when a major manufacturer deliberately hits the brakes on new orders, it's essentially the earliest, most accurate indicator of a huge market shift heading our way. Section 1. Biology and clinical evidence. Let's look at the why behind this demand. You see, the baseline deficit here is frankly substantial. Between ages 20 and 60, our bodies go through this drastic 60% plummet in naturally occurring GHK-Cu. So applying it topically, it's not just some skincare luxury. You're literally just restoring the baseline your skin naturally loses over time. And here's what happens when you do restore it. In an 8-week randomized study using a specialized lipid nanocarrier delivery system, GHK-Cu actually drove a 55.8% greater reduction in wrinkle volume compared to the control. The data on this is just incredibly clear.
Section 2, beating legacy ingredients. Let's see how it outperforms the gold standards. Take a look at this direct head-to-head trial on pro-collagen synthesis. GHK-Cu scored a solid 7 out of 10. That decisively beats vitamin C, which sat at a 5, and even retinoic acid, which only managed a 4. So really focus on this point right here. That's nearly double the efficacy of retinoic acid. And this exact data is why top-tier formulators are rapidly pivoting. They're dropping those legacy actives and moving heavily toward copper peptides.
Beyond the headlines.
Into the research. Peptide-proof.
Section 3, authenticity and formulation constraints. Let's talk about the barriers to entry.
Notice the visual proof on screen. True GHK-Cu complexation naturally has this distinct light blue hue, but we're seeing subpar manufacturers actually throwing in artificial blue dyes to mimic that look, deliberately trying to mask inactive or completely degraded raw materials. And getting actual clinical efficacy means you have to navigate 3 incredibly strict fragility constraints. You need a pH tightly locked between 5.0 and 7.0, rigorous oxygen control so it doesn't oxidize, and a highly precise chelation process. Honestly, slapping a high peptide percentage on a label, it's completely meaningless if the processing environment degraded the molecule before it ever reaches someone's skin. Section 4, the 2026 market tipping point, scalability and regulatory tailwinds. Because here is the real turning point. The May 2026 FDA update officially moves non-injectable GHK-Cu right into Category 1 of the bulk drug substance list. That regulatory stance completely validates its safety profile. It officially shifts GHK-Cu from just a trendy beauty concept into a fully regulated, recognized clinical component. So what you're looking at here is the convergence model driving this whole 2026 market tipping point. We've got a triad, right? Intense manufacturing supply constraints, proven clinical superiority over the old legacy actives, and now official regulatory backing. Together, these 3 factors cement GHK-Cu as an absolute industry staple. Scaling to meet that newly FDA-backed consumer demand is going to be the mainstream cosmetic industry's ultimate test over the next 24 months. So the real question is, will your formulations be ready for the shift? That's all for this episode. Like and comment to receive materials from us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.